What's going on, people? So, it's been a good 3 solid weeks since the last time I sat down here and did a shoe review. I honestly don't even remember what the last actual shoe review that I did was. Maybe it was those Asics, the SVD ones or something. That seems about right. But today, look, I'm messing this up already. It's been a little while, like I said. Today, we're getting back on the horse or whatever, however that phrase goes. So there's the side of the box where you show you all that good stuff. It's the Cork 90s, right? You saw the thumbnail, maybe, or at least the title. I'm sure you saw something before you actually got to this point in the video. I saw these and I was like, man, like those are pretty alright, you know? And then I was talking about them during my monthly recap thing or whatever, and 313 Retro Queen is all like, oh, they're in stock, you should go get you a pair. So I went and I bought a pair. And then after I bought them, I realized I was like, something doesn't seem right about this. And the thing that didn't seem right was that I was actually wanting the 97s, but I was like, because I was looking at them, like, I feel like there was something different about the ones I wanted, but all I could remember was blue and Cork and Air Max, and I was like, that's right, yeah, that's got to be them. So hopefully those 97s come around at some point and I can pick up a pair of those, but I got no problem with these, right? So let's go ahead and jump on into things and whatnot, knock out a review so we don't drag this out all day. Now, this right here, as I was saying, is the Air Max 90 in Obsidian and Cork and coconut milk, from what I understand. And as we usually do, we're going to start this whole thing with the bottom. Down there, what you're looking at is pretty much going to be like your standard outsole design, but the difference being that there's like 10% cork down there, and they don't have as many different colors, right? Which I'm cool with because I bought these because I like cork, and so to some extent, the more the better, right? And this is one of those cases where on the bottom, the more the better. So let's go ahead and move on past that, move on up here to this here midsole. So you got some white, and then you've got that coconut milk, which I'm assuming that's what this is, near that little shark fin shaped area. So otherwise, it's your pretty standard stuff. And then for the bubble, it's kind of got a blue tint going on in there, obsidian, I guess, if you want to be technical. So it's got a good look though. I kind of question why they did like the two-tone pattern there, but it doesn't much matter. I just get curious about random things once in a while. Maybe you can relate. Let's go ahead and move on, talk about this actual upper, right? So here's the thing. Down here around the toe box, and actually pretty much everywhere else, it's just going to be this obsidian sort of canvas style material. It feels a lot like a Vans shoe, just like your typical Vans shoe, but better, right? Like it's a higher quality, which is good because I don't know what the price was on these, but I can tell you it was higher than your standard Vans. So it is soft and everything, but it still also feels thick, kind of like durable to some extent, right? So there's that for you. But coming on in here, looking fairly close or whatever, you can kind of see it's pretty much just your obsidian color everywhere. And then you have this cork kind of color as far as the stitching patterns go, right? So, but we'll get you some close-ups and whatnot so you can see the main portions. So, the toe box is what it is. Not much to say. Move back just a little bit, and then you have the swooshes on the outside and, of course, swoosh on the inside. And that is going to be in the cork material, which, again, attention grabber for me. And moving up just a little bit above that, you do see a little bit of a cork sort of vibe there. But that looks more like it's plastic with just a cork appearance. So I don't know if it is exactly or not. And that kind of matches up with what you see just below the swoosh, where it has the Air Max logos on the outside and of course on the inside as well. So there's that for you. And then moving all the way to the very back of the shoe, on the back end, you have another cork panel, and this is just where that Air Max logo is, right? So it just says Nike Air, the normal thing that you see on the back of a lot of 90s. And I believe some Jordans or something like that. I don't know, it's a thing people talk about. I don't pay a lot of attention though. But so overall, I mean, for the outside of this shoe, that's very much it. It's done very well, don't get me wrong. There's just not a lot to talk about. So we can just kind of move on. And we're going to go ahead and talk about this here lacing area before we go jumping onto the inside and finishing things off. I believe that's how I usually flow these. So the laces here, standard obsidian, right? They didn't come with any extra laces or anything, and I'm fine with that because I think it's a fine choice, right? So they're just your standard things, flat laces, nothing that you haven't seen before if you've had other Air Maxes. However, behind that, and these laces are kind of hiding them, right? Or hiding it, I should say. You do have this cork plant thing going on, which until I saw Maxed Out Kyle's little Instagram post about these, I never even questioned where cork came from, but apparently it comes from plants. Who knew? Probably everybody except me. Anyways, so you got that. You got this cork plant going on, embroidered into there, stitched into there, however you want to look at it. And that just says Big 5 cork, whatever that's supposed to mean, I don't know. I mean, I just learned what cork is. So there's that. And then up here on the other side, you do have that Nike logo, or that Nike swoosh, which I guess is also a logo. But there's that. And then let's go ahead and wrap up the whole visual piece of this shoe with the inside. So down here on the inside, what you're looking at is going to be, for some odd reason, a lime green, volt green insole with a white swoosh on it. I don't know why they went with that color. It just seems weird to me. I like the color. It just seems out of place here. And then as far as the sock liner and all that good stuff goes, it's feeling pretty nice. You know, nothing better than any standard Air Max or anything. The tongue feels very plush though, so I do like that. Either way, where I was going with that, it's your standard material, and it's just going to be in some sort of a tannish sort of color. And past that, I don't really have much else to say about it. So I believe that concludes like pretty much everything about the shoe as far as the visual goes. So real quick, I'll knock out some personal thoughts now that I've had some time to actually look at these, right? I'm on board with this. I may not always make it seem like I'm super into the things I'm talking about, and that's just how I am. But looking at these up close now, because when I did my Instagram unboxing, it was just kind of like a quick glance. But yeah, these are actually looking pretty nice. They're feeling pretty nice. All the cork pieces are, you know, exactly kind of where they should be as far as quality levels go. Again, I'm a little unsure what's going on with the parts that hold down the laces, but I've got no issues with it. Just seems a little odd, you know? But overall, just as far as the execution of this thing, I've got zero complaints, which is good because I spent however much money on them. I wouldn't have minded being on a different shoe because I'm not a huge 90s guy. Got nothing against them. I just like other models better. But yeah, past that though, these are definitely cool, and I'd overall suggest picking them up. But you might want to know one more thing before you go actually picking them up, and that's how they fit and how they feel and all that stuff, because maybe I'll say something that'll kind of turn you away from them. Who knows? We'll find out just in a second here, because now we're going to get on into the sizing, the comfort, and all that good stuff. I bought these in a 9.5, right? Because that's the size that I buy in pretty much everything, because like I'm a 9.5 size foot dude. So I did that, and it worked out just fine for the most part, right? Now, when I say that, what I'm getting at is that these, while they fit fine for me, they might not fit fine for everybody else, because for whatever reason, these just happen to feel a little smaller than usual, right? So I had a pair of size 9 recrafts on yesterday, 2 days ago, and these as a 9.5 like feel like that, right? So that could be a problem for some people. So it's not a common thing for me to say, but you might want to consider sizing up by just a half. That might do it for you. Now for me, I wear thin socks sometimes. I wear average socks other times, whatever. So when I wear my thinner ones with these, they fit exactly like I'd want them to, and I got no complaints, right? But it's something that I feel like other people might want to be cautious of. And I'm not saying that about all 90s, just this 90. So make that, decision for yourself when that time comes around. Anyways, once you've got your pair, walking around in them, that's going to give you pretty much exactly what you expect to get out of a shoe, at least out of a 90, which is going to be some nice all-day comfort, because that's the thing that I'm big on. The upper itself, it's a little different than your average, and you can kind of tell that just by looking at it. It's not going to be as light and breathable. So if you're looking for light and breathable, you might want to not look at these, because they kind of don't really do that for you. But if you just want something that you can wear around for a while and then move on, yeah, these are going to be doing that. And they look pretty nice. So you get that trade-off in there. And one thing that I did notice, and it could just be me, but when I was walking around in these, I had one pair of these on, one pair of the Recrafts on, and for some reason, these felt like they were just a smidge taller. Like, people ask about like height of shoes sometimes for odd reasons, but yeah, it shouldn't really affect anybody, but it just felt that way. So if you happen to have a similar experience, let me know, because I'm wondering if it was just me. But overall, that's pretty much it for like all the sizing and all that good stuff. Thumbs up on the comfort, half up on the sizing. I think that covers it all. So let's just go ahead and move on. I don't think there's anything I haven't mentioned yet. I gave you my personal thoughts. I don't know. I didn't really mention how much I paid for them because I don't remember. It's been a little while and I don't care to look it up. So there's that. I think we're good. We're just going to go part ways. So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hopefully this review was not terrible. I feel like it went okay, but you be the judge. I don't watch this crap. Later, people.